It's time to start a series covering the signs and symbols used by the secret societies of Hollywood and Motown. They toss them all up with such a frequency, and I'm sorry that I can't expound on all of their meanings in a great amount of depth because, well, I'm not one of them. I've had to deduce what all they are doing by noting the patterns and doing some research. Let's begin the series with the sign of Osiris Risen that is familiar both to Freemasonry and to Aleister Crowley's Masonic offshoot Ordo Templi Orientis. If it reminds you of Egyptian pharaohs in repose, good on you for drawing that connection. These occultists are obsessed with the Egyptian religion and deities, the foundation upon which was magic, which Crowley, of course, spelled with a K at the end. In this video, you'll recognize some of the names and faces and not recognize others. Which is the point, really. If you walk away saying, I never heard of them, you've missed the point of what is on display. And that is the fact that, indeed, this isn't just a Hollywood or your music industry problem. It's a people problem. An ancient problem of man's infidelity with God, turning to twigs and wooden idols. Are they rewarded? In a worldly sense, yes, they are. We see them on magazine covers, and they have a stable of cars and mansions. Many of you watching might admire them or look up to them for that. There is a reason you know their name, and it's because they learned that through the practice of black magic and the occult, that they can achieve worldly success. While your soul is the price, it's just like what comic book writer Grant Morrison once said.
Leading on from these ridiculous, where do you go from it? I was told this stuff when I come out. I'm just this little kid from Govan in Glasgow, which is a real dodgy area. And I didn't go to university, I left school at 18, but suddenly I found out that if you do these things that you're told by Aleister Crowley, by Wilson, by all these people we read and all these people we've been consuming, but we don't do it, if you actually do what they say, things happen. Things occur exactly as it's described, and we can all do it.
I always get some occultists who will leave a comment thanking me for letting people know this stuff is real, trying to allude to how it's promotional in nature. Let me just say, if you're dull enough to watch my channel and decide to begin dabbling in this stuff, you're not only not bright, but chances are, heaven does not know your name anyway. Besides, the majority of those covered on this channel come from generational lines that go very far back, which is why you see the children of Hollywood throwing up the same symbolism. It's a very well-guarded secret, to be sure. And chances are, you've known people in your own life who more than know what's up. I know very well that both sides watch this content, with people awake on both sides of the aisle. My prayer is that these videos hit those who are somewhere stuck in between, who haven't made the decision yet because they don't know there even is one to make, thanks to years and years of brainwashing. Osiris, better known as the Devil, is the god of Egyptian resurrection. To these occultists, he represents eternal life because, according to their mythology, he defied death. Whether or not there was a historical king of the Delta Nile region by the name of Osiris is dubious, though he is credited with introducing the Egyptians to the cultivation of grain, wheat, and barley, putting an end to cannibalism. Osiris taught the Egyptians how to worship the gods. Now, Osiris was the son of the god Geb and the goddess Nut, and had siblings including Horus, Set, and Isis, who later became his wife. Osiris married his sister. Now, Set hated Osiris and plotted his demise, inviting Osiris to a party during which he tricked his brother into a coffin specially made for him, and once Osiris was inside, the lid was shut and Osiris suffocated to death. The coffin was floated down the Nile. Isis searched for her husband and placed her son, Horus the Younger, under the protection of the Cobra goddess. She eventually found the coffin, which was now a part of a large tree that had to be cut down to build a palace for the king. With Osiris and the coffin in hand, Isis returned to Egypt. When Set learned of the discovery, he found the coffin and tore the body of Osiris into pieces. According to the mythology, Isis collected all of his body parts scattered throughout the land of Egypt. Well, all but one, his penis, which is why the Freemasons worship the penis and erect obelisks, the so-called generating principle of life, all over the world. Think the Washington Monument. Osiris's penis had been eaten by the fish in the Nile, and though Isis was able to revive her husband and resurrect him, he was incomplete and could not inhabit the land of the living, and so he became the Egyptian god and judge of the dead. Isis hid away her son, Horus, until he was a grown man, and Horus and Set battled it out for control of the land when he came of age. Now, Set was either killed or at a minimum defeated and was ultimately driven from the land. The chaos Set had unleashed on the world was conquered by Horus, who restored order and then ruled with his mother. Perhaps that explains the motto of the Masonic Brotherhood: order out of chaos, or Ordo ab Chao. Please subscribe to my backup channel included in the description, and click the bell for notifications. Should this channel go down ever, we'll carry on over there. Until next time, God bless each and every one of you in Jesus' name.